What's up YouTube, how you doing? This is Mr. Tiebox123 and in this video I'm going to be showing you my config of my Mac Pro. So I've brought out some videos recently giving you my gadget tour. I also did my desk tour where I explained how I actually use all of these monitors, and a lot of you have kind of come back with a question of, you know, what is the specs of your Mac Pro and how is it all set up, how have you got the 6 monitors connected. So that's what we're going to go through in this video. Right, so to start with, this Mac Pro is a 2010 Mac Pro. It's the most recent Mac Pro that you can buy. I am waiting for the new Mac Pro to come out, which I will definitely get. So this one's actually got the setup inside of it with the 4 Xeon processors. And I didn't go for the 8 core, I didn't go for the 12 core, purely out of price really. As soon as you start hitting the 8 core, especially the 12 core, you're talking about a serious amount of money, and the Mac Pro is already an expensive bit of kit. Now when the Mac Pro gets the Sandy Bridge processors, it's going to be out of this world. It's going to absolutely fly. But at the moment, the very latest iMac probably comes in just very slightly quicker than this version of the Mac Pro that I've actually got. Now my Mac Pro I think came in at about £2,000, the base model, and the upgrades that I've got to my Mac Pro are as follows. I've got 4 2TB hard drives in a RAID 0 configuration. So what I've actually got in fact is 3 of those drives RAID 0 striped together to give me some really good I/O performance. The first drive that just sits on its own as a single 2TB drive hosts my Boot Camp, and you saw Boot Camp in action yesterday with Windows 7 running Call of Duty Infinity configuration. Now in terms of graphics, what I've got in here is I've got dual 5770 graphics cards from ATI. And the reason I've got 2 cards in here is because each one of those only supports 3 monitors. And I'll go into a little bit more of a description later about how I've actually connected these monitors up. The problem with the graphics cards is the fact that they've actually got 2 mini DisplayPort outputs and 1 DVI output. And the 3 cinema displays only support mini DisplayPort. So in order to get Infinity, you have to have all 3 monitors connected to the same graphics card, and I'll show you a little bit later about how I went about doing that with only 2 mini DisplayPorts and a DVI. But going further into the specifications of my Mac Pro, it's got 32 gigabytes of memory. Now I believe it came with 4. I took that out and upgraded it to 32 worth of Crucial memory. The reason for that is I have a lot of memory intensive applications that I have running quite a lot of the time, and RAM really does make a huge difference to the overall performance of a machine, so I've bumped that up to 32 gigs. Now obviously attached to the Mac Pro, I've got the 3 27-inch cinema displays, and then I've got the 3 24-inch Dell displays as well at the top. And even though these cinema displays are very expensive, they are absolutely fantastic. The resolution, the quality, the colours, everything about them is just fantastic. But that you do pay a premium price for them, and it's not just a premium price, it's a super premium price. So bear that in mind if you want to look at a cinema display. So that's really the kind of specifications that I've got in my Mac Pro. So in a nutshell, quad core processors, and then I've got the 32 gig of RAM and the 4 2TB SATA hard drives included in it. Now when the new Mac Pro comes out, I'm going to bump the hard drive up to a SSD. Now I won't go with the Apple SSD because they're phenomenally expensive, but I will go out and probably buy a Crucial SSD or maybe an Intel, depending on which ones are getting the best results at the time. Now the one thing I just wanted to go into about the config of my Mac Pro is the configuration of the graphics cards, just in case any of you wanted to do a Mac Pro with a Infinity setup on triple monitors or more. Now a lot of people have said, you know, it would be better if you used all 6. With Infinity you can only use the monitors that are connected to a single graphics card. Now you can have 2 graphics cards set up in Crossfire for example, but you still need to have all of the monitors connected to the 1 graphics card. So to use 6, I'd have to somehow get a 6 output graphics card in order to actually use all 6 at the same time in Infinity. Now The other complication with this is the fact that the one graphics card, has got 2 mini display ports, like I said earlier, and 1 DVI. And these 3 monitors at the bottom only support mini display port. So how did I connect all 3 to one card in order to actually get the Eyefinity running across all 3 monitors? Well, I'll show you that right now. Right guys, so I've picked up the camera here off the tripod stand, and I'm just going to show you my actual Mac Pro. Now here's the monitors that I've got here. They're all set up in the typical way that you've all seen them so many times. And then actually behind the back of this is my Mac Pro, and you can see it there, just sitting up the top there. Now a lot of people say, oh, you've got it hidden away, it's a beautiful machine, you need to be able to use it, etc. Sorry, see it. But you know, for me, it just keeps it out of the way. I don't ever need to touch it, and that's the way that I like to use my Mac Pro. That's the way I like to have it sitting. Now, in terms of the graphics cards, which is what we're really talking about here. In fact, let me see if I can just get a slightly better angle on the back of the Mac Pro. So you can actually see there you've got the 2 graphics cards, and if we just zoom in onto one of those cards, you can actually see that there's 2 mini DisplayPort adapters, and then there's 1 DVI. Now the problem is that, like I say, the cinema displays only support mini DisplayPort, and in order to use Eyefinity, I needed them all connected, all 3 connected to just 1 graphics card. So how did I go about doing that? I used something called an Athlona card, or an Athlona adapter. Sorry, let me just move this around here and see if I can get you a picture of it. And this is the one that I've got. It's an Athlona DP400, and there is actually a review of this on my channel from quite some time ago, one of my earliest videos. And what this actually does is it actually converts mini DisplayPort to DVI. So I can actually use the 3rd port on the graphics card, which is a DVI port, and connect that to my mini DisplayPort input on the Apple Cinema display, and that enables me to have the 3 cinema displays connected to a single graphics card. Let me just see if I can get a better picture here on the actual Athlona converter itself. So there we go guys, there's the actual converter itself. Now as you can see, the cable comes out into the DVI output on the graphics card and then converts into mini DisplayPort out to go towards the actual cinema display itself. So this is the actual unit. I think it cost about £100, something like that, maybe a little bit more, and that literally converts the mini DisplayPort to DVI to get the effect that I need to have all 3 monitors connected up to that one single graphics card. Again, there's the back of the Mac Pro there. I'll just zoom out a little bit. You can see I've got all the 6 connections on there. I've got a NAS drive on the top, and then here on the front is the front of the Mac Pro, as we can see there. Sorry about the awkwardness of the images here guys, I'm literally standing on the desk up here. But anyway guys, I hope that was useful for some of you. I know a lot of you wanted to know some of this information. It's a bit of an awkward thing to get to because I do have it sitting behind all of these monitors here, but I hope you liked the video. If you did, make sure you subscribe for more, and I'll see you all in the next one. See ya.